Today's topic is voucher class in Tally.Erp 9. What is a voucher class? Voucher class is a novel way of automating accounting allocations during transactions. This is particularly useful in sales invoice where the nominal ledger account to be credited for each item of sale is defined once. During voucher entry, the accounting credits for items sold are done automatically. Additional accounting entries like tax, freight, and other charges can be predefined to be carried out during actual invoicing. Now, voucher class permits automation of entries to predefined ledger accounts and automatic rounding off to preset value limits. Voucher classes can be created for the following voucher types: contra, payment, receipt, journal, sales, credit note, purchases, debit note, sales order, purchase order, delivery note, receipt note, and stock journal. Now let us create a voucher class for sales voucher type. Go to the gateway of Tally, select Accounts Info, select Voucher Types, select Alter. Now select Sales Voucher. Press Enter till you reach the name of class field. Type the name as Sales Class. Press Enter after typing Sales Class and the class screen appears. The voucher class table of sales voucher type comprises of three sections: restrictions of groups for which class can be used, default accounting allocation for each item in invoice, additional accounting entries. Now let's elaborate these three sections. First is restrictions of groups for which class can be used. Exclude these groups and include these groups. This section means that while making the invoice entry and selecting the voucher class, the parameters given in the class will be applicable only for those ledger accounts under the selected groups. For example, if we have 10 subgroups under one group, say sundry debtors group, and we want the voucher class to be applicable only for 9 subgroups of sundry debtors, it is easier to include the entire sundry debtors group and exclude the one subgroup that we do not require, instead of selecting 9 subgroups one by one. Next is default accounting allocations for each item in invoice. Under this section, there are 5 subsections which are as ledger name. Press the space bar to view the list of ledgers. Since we are viewing the class in sales voucher type, Tally.Erp 9 displays only the ledgers under sales accounts group. Select sales account. Press Alt plus C to create it under sales accounts if it doesn't exist. On selecting sales account, Tally.Erp 9 prompts for details regarding the percentage of allocation. This is because more than one ledger can be affected for each item. For example, in case of tax inclusive items, the ledgers to be credited will be sales and tax in a definite proportion. Percentage. This is useful in cases where tax is inclusive of the price. You can specify the sales ledger account as say 82.5% and in the next line the tax account with the balance as 17.5%. Normally for tax exclusive prices you will give 100% for the sales account. The percentage symbol is required to be mentioned. Rounding method. This may be used only where the percentage allocated to the sales ledger is not 100%. Calculated amount may be required to be rounded off by either using upwards, downwards, or normal rounding method. You can set your own rounding off rule. Rounding limit. The limit for rounding off the amount can be specified to the next whole number after selecting the rounding method. For example, To round off upwards to the nearest 50 paisa, set it to 0.50. If selected as 100%, it will skip this field. Override using item default. This is a question which is to be answered as yes or no. Let us take the example of the stock item CPU, for which set or modify default ledgers for invoicing is set to yes. Override using item default. When set to yes, the sales account gets overridden by local sales account for CPU. Hence, the local sales account will be selected in the voucher class as credit. Override using item default when set to no results in the sales account being selected in the voucher class as credit. This is irrespective of whether the item has default ledger allocation or not, since we are not defining it to be overridden. Third one is additional accounting entries. This part is relevant for tax and other charges like freight, etc. Ledger name. This is self-explanatory. You can create any number of ledgers. Type of calculation. Different calculation methods are provided. Select the one suitable. The value basis that you will provide in the next column will be calculated using the type of calculation specified. Value basis. Give the amount which is to be used for the type of calculation. For percentage, you must use the symbol percentage. Rounding method and rounding limit. Rounding method and rounding limit have been explained already. Remove if 0. This is a question to be answered as yes or no. Essentially to permit Tally.Erp 9 to ignore the account and not make any entry if its value is 0. Select yes. Enter the details as displayed in the screen. Accept the voucher class and press enter to accept the voucher tag screen. That's it, guys. Thanks for watching my videos. Keep supporting me like this. Please share my videos with your nearest one. And don't forget to subscribe my channel to get the regular updates. You can click on the info card to watch my previous videos, or you can click on the playlist from info card to know elaborately.